What if I told you that the most powerful force shaping your entire life, your reality, isn't something out there in the world, but actually a simple, invisible little thing that happens in your mind? We're talking about intention. And in some ancient Buddhist texts, this isn't just a vague wish, it's the actual engine that creates our entire world. Okay, let's dive into this. So we have to start right here with this absolutely revolutionary statement from the Buddha. Let's just sit with that for a second. He's not saying intention leads to an action. He's saying the intention, that mental impulse itself, is the action. The thought is the deed. I mean, that just flips our whole Western idea of cause and effect right on its head, doesn't it? So this really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. If this one mental act is so incredibly powerful, we have to understand what it is. What exactly is this Cetana? How does it work from moment to literally build the world we experience? Well, let's break it down. Okay, so the key word here is direction. Cetana isn't just some random thought that's, floating through your head like a cloud. It is the active, organizing force. It's the will that says, hey, look over there, or pay attention to this, engage with that. It's the purposeful energy that actually moves and aims the mind. And this is where it gets really practical. The texts don't just leave Cetana as one big abstract idea. Nope, they break it down into 6 distinct types, showing us how it's working constantly through every single moment of our awareness. Let's take a look at these 6 streams. First up, everything you see. The second your eyes land on something, an intention pops up. It might be the intention to look closer, or maybe to look away, or to figure out what you're even looking at. It's the volition that gets triggered by the visual world. Next, we've got sound. Think about it. A phone notification, a song, someone's voice. Every single sound triggers an intention to listen in, to tune it out, to understand it, or to react to it. That's the second stream, and it's always flowing. And then, of course, there's smell. The smell of fresh coffee or rain on the sidewalk. These scents immediately direct the mind, right? They create these little intentions of, ooh, I like that, or ugh, I don't. That's the third stream of volition. The fourth stream is taste. That intention that arises the second you eat something. That desire for one more bite, or the decision that you're not a fan. The pure focus on the flavor. It's a really immediate and powerful form of Cetana. Fifth is touch. The feeling of the keyboard under your fingers, the warmth from a cup of tea, the texture of your shirt. Volition arises from all physical contact, directing how we respond to every little sensation. And finally, we have the sixth and, honestly, the most subtle stream. This is the intention that comes from our own minds, from our thoughts, our memories, our daydreams, our plans. This is the volition about other thoughts. It's the engine of our entire inner world. So now we see how intention is constantly working through our senses. But the texts go even further, offering this really powerful metaphor for what it does. See, it's not just a feature of our experience, it's the very fuel that keeps the whole show going. This brings us to this incredible idea of the 4 foods. The texts say that just like our bodies need physical food to survive, our psychological existence is sustained by 3 other kinds of food. You've got sensory contact, you've got consciousness, and boom, right there in the middle is our topic, mental volition, Cetana. And this just nails the point perfectly. Our mental intentions are literally the sustenance for our ongoing psychological states. It's the food that our craving and our wanting feeds on. By constantly forming these intentions, we are fueling the very cycle that shapes our experience of life. So, if intention is the fuel for our existence, it totally follows that the quality of that fuel has to have consequences, right? This brings us to the moral side of Cetana, and really to the heart of how karma works. The texts give us this incredibly clear and beautiful metaphor. An unwholesome intention, one that's rooted in things like greed or anger, is like planting a bitter seed. It doesn't matter what you do, the fruit is gonna be bitter. But on the other hand, a wholesome intention, one rooted in generosity, kindness, wisdom, that's like planting a sugarcane seed. The result is just inevitably sweet. The harvest is completely determined by the seed you plant. Now, you might think the goal is just to keep planting good seeds forever to get good results. But this is where the teaching takes a really fascinating turn. It turns out there's a way to step out of the whole planting and harvesting cycle altogether. So get this, the ultimate path involves a kind of meta-intention. It's the conscious will to let go of the intentions that cause you pain. But then it goes even further. It's also the intention to let go of the intentions that create pleasant results, because even those keep you locked in the cycle. This is the action that ends action. It's an intention so pure that it doesn't lead to another future result. It leads to the end of the whole process. And that really brings us to the core of it all. By understanding Cetana, by seeing it flow through your senses, by seeing how it fuels your experience, and by seeing how it plants the seeds of your future, you get the key. It's the key to taking the driver's seat of your own life, not by trying to control the world outside, but by mastering the intentions within. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a thought. Right now, in this very moment, as you're listening to this, intentions are arising in your mind. Take a look. What kind of seeds are they? What kind of harvest are you creating for yourself right now?